Hi, I'm Ray Mills. I'm with VBA Craftsman. In this brief video, I'm going to talk about a tool we've built. We really built it to demonstrate Excel VBA and how to write macros, but it's a great tool to build databases, particularly customer databases, specifically customer databases. So let me show you what it does, and then maybe you'll get a sense of what we're trying to do. Okay? So let's go in here, and we see we have a customer database, a customer table, and it's fairly big, and it has, this particular one has 10,000 customers, and we go across, lots and lots of customers, okay? So what we're going to do is delete all those customers, right? So we'll go all the way to the bottom. All right, how can I do this faster? Go down, boom, 10,000 customers, and just say delete. And it deleted them. I think delete in progress, look at that. Yes, delete them. Okay, no customers left. Count table, customer table, all empty. But let's just delete them as well. Delete. Yes, delete. Delete. Oh, it's open, I'm sorry. Close. Close. Okay, so let's delete it. Delete it. Yes, I know it's gone. Customer, delete. Yes. Delete. Delete. Now, the reason we did this is that very often you'll see little sample databases out there, but they don't have enough records in them to really be meaningful if you're going to demonstrate, say, for example, in this particular case, we're ultimately going to build a replica of a credit card operations database, right? And there's going to be data mining, et cetera, demonstrated, and really you need a larger database to do that kind of work. And there are reasons why people would build large sample databases all the time to test how this stuff's working, and lots of reasons. At any rate, so now you see I've deleted everything, so let's close this. Now to make this work, all you need to do is put in the path and the full name of the Access database. And we've seen I've deleted the Access database. So here we just say build a database, and we want to create the tables, so I deleted the tables. And let's just do 5,000 rows. It'll be fairly fast. So we hit the proceed. And you'll see it's starting to build out. Frighteningly fast, it will actually build it'll build our table and then populate it with 5,000 records. And it's actually pretty nice. And the process we use, you could replicate and change and use for other things. So it's a good demonstration of what I'll call using the randomizer to build a database. Because the way it actually works is it randomly chooses a 1 or a 2, and based on the 1 or 2, it chooses a male or a female first name. Then it will look through the next 2,000 last names and randomly pick one of those. It'll randomly pick a street address. It'll randomly assign a number in front of it. It'll randomly pick a zip code and then give the real town and state. So it builds the database based on the randomizer, and that's a pretty terrific thing. Now let's go down and take a look. Now we said all tables. We say refresh. I don't know. We'll have to go in. Let's do this, and then let's go out, and the table appears. And we loaded the customer table. Let's see. Oh, there it is. And I'll bet you there are 5,000 records there. So if you look, we have first name, last name, and not everybody has a middle initial that they'll put, and there's the streets, it's random, and all this is great stuff, right? It really builds a database in no time. Now, how's it do all this, right? Well, I'll explain to you that it uses the randomizer, but let's just take a look at the code to see how it created it. Okay. Here are the two randomizer functions. We're in VBA. This is the VBA editor. And it uses these two functions. Now, this is the simple randomizer. It'll come back with a number. If you put in 100 here, it'll come up a random number between 1 and 100. And here's one that generates the same thing, but it gives you an upper and lower limit. And that's important because if we're creating, let's say, a card number, well, we don't want a card number 0000001, right? If we had like a 9-digit card number. So we need that upper and lower limit to make it work. So that's all you really need. So if we look at the beginning, remember I said well, let's go to the form. The form shows you, here's a drop-down box, and here's how I populate it, right? When the form's activated, it'll populate the drop-down box. And if you hit the proceed button, it'll go out and call build a database table. Well, build a database is nothing but connecting to that access table, using that using that full name and path in cell E1 on the building blocks sheet, and using that and inserting it into our connection string, then opening the connection, and then just doing some create tables SQL and shooting them over there, con execute SQL. So I create the account table, the customer table, the financial transaction table, and the financial non-financial transaction table. So after you do that, it's going to continue on, and it's created only if the checkbox says create tables. If the checkbox create tables is true, then create those tables, right? And then if we didn't need to do that and we just wanted to append on, we would just leave that unchecked. Same thing. We're going to open our connection to access, and then we keep shooting to for as many times as we want to create it. From the number of choices in the drop-down box, number of times we want to create a person, we then go down here and we say create a customer. And the create a customer does exactly what I described, right? It uses the random number generator to create the name, the address, etc. So it's a pretty neat thing, and you could take this code and modify it and make it gets a phone number and a social security number, and bam, using the same process, bam, you have yourself a very complete customer database that could have 50,000, 100,000, as many as you want. So I think it's a pretty interesting tool. So I hope you'll drop into my website, which is VBAcraftsman.com, and you can download the program for free and take it, and I hope you run with it. Thanks very much.